Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga announced that the province has achieved a 76.7% pass rate. Kimberley matriculants have been gathering at a local newspaper to get their results for decades. Last night was no different. It was a night of nerves, excitement and celebrations. The province has achieved a 76.7% pass rate.
We worked a lot as we did in the previous years. Our children were more committed, we were more committed. But the only big thing that we really had a problem with was our home languages, especially like Afrikaans. So there was a drop in Afrikaans. So I think for now we will focus starting from next week on Afrikaans children. It's not that they did bad. They did good, but because of the Afrikaans, when you fail home language, then you know people will definitely fail. So we must focus for now on our home languages. And I think the children became too comfortable because they know Afrikaans is a home language, so they don't have to put a lot of effort into it. But I think this was a teaching lesson for us and also for them.
The Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga says her department is pleased with the outcome of the matric exams. Speaking to SABC News earlier, she said they're especially pleased with the matric results from the rural areas.
Our rural provinces, which carry a lot of learners, your KZN, Limpopo and Eastern Cape, which represent more than 50% of our learners, have improved. We are a bit disappointed with our best performing provinces that they had declined, but we also appreciate the fact that if you are really high on top of the system, it's very difficult to sustain the performance. So I hope they will claw back and recover, but we are very grateful that your poor provinces, your poor performing provinces are making the improvement. But what also really gives us lots of hope, there's been lots of improvement in terms of quality inside the system. We have more learners passing at 40 and above and learners passing at 50 and above, so which means the quality part also is improving, and that also is gratifying. We also very excited that your learners with your special education needs, your learners with special educational needs, 42.8% more registered this year. So we have more learners from special schools that are registering and also doing quite well. They got bachelors, they got degrees. So it's important for us to ensure that we have an inclusive system, because we are expected to contribute towards an inclusive society.
Now, a quarter of students didn't do well. How is the department planning on assisting those that didn't do so well?
Come again? I missed the first part.
A quarter of matriculants who actually wrote didn't do so well. How is the department planning on helping those that didn't do well this year?
Yeah, it's quite sad, and what we are really appealing with them to say, they've really stayed long enough in the system to leave the system without any qualification. And that's why from last year we've been doing road shows to encourage them to take advantage of a second chance. Some of them are going to qualify for supplementary exams, and we're really appealing with them to say immediately they must sit down and prepare themselves for supplementary exams. Some can rewrite in June and even in December, but in line with what the President is saying, they should not give up. They should use the second chance to make sure that they do get their matric. And we have developed packages of support to ensure that we assist them wherever they are, to make sure that now that they've been in the system for more than 12 years, they shouldn't leave without any qualification.
Now, what will the department be doing about schools that continue to perform badly year on year, and also those provinces that continue to perform badly?
Now, provinces have, and that's why they've reduced in number, provinces have plans that year on they really work on to assist schools that are not doing well. There are schools that we really are working with committees to agree with us that they have to close down. Those are mainly your unviable schools. With very few numbers, it's very difficult to provide the necessary package of support. So we have to continue the program of rationalizing unviable and small schools. But provinces do have programs where they support and work with schools that don't perform quite well. So we'll be also working with those provinces to see what more needs to be done to get those schools to shape up. But fortunately this year they've reduced in numbers, and even districts that performed under 50%, this year we don't have a district that performed under 50%, so which means provinces are doing well in terms of supporting those schools and districts that are not performing according to expectations, but also are not doing as well as they should be doing.
Last year we saw some protests and strikes that took place at some parts of schools, also lack of textbooks, issues regarding principals and leadership of schools, as well as quality of teachers. How is the department going to tackle this year to ensure that matriculants are not going to be affected during exam times?
Yeah, not only matriculants, we've been tracking since after July, we've been working with our provinces to monitor if they've placed orders, if books have arrived. As soon as schools open again, our monitoring team will be going to provinces to really make sure if their plans have worked well, and if there are difficulties, work with them to mitigate and ensure that books are in schools and in all grades, not only your grade 12s. The right teacher we have the right teacher in front of the right class. We still have lots of challenges in the sector in terms of infrastructure that is really not up to scratch, and those are part of our programs in terms of our long-term plan. But what we do every beginning of the year with the support of communities is to go into schools to really check if the plans that have been presented to us as a national department have been implemented successfully, and if not, what is it that we do with the provinces to really remedy any other problem that would have arisen between the planning and the implementation.